Hey, you guys, need a smudge? I do. Good juju in, good juju in, good juju in, good juju in. Okay. So the power went out in my neighborhood today, and I don't think that's what Spirit Team's talking about when they're saying power outage, because we are very specific to ask nationwide. And the answer to that has been yes. However, I'm not feeling that energy has changed any. So what we're going to do today is we are going to read on the month of May, which we have not done yet. Okay. So, please don't forget, Thursday night alive, every Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Political and spiritual questions only. And we save the personal questions for the members live, which is on the first Friday of each month. We just had our members live 2 days ago on Friday. And that is also at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. And we have cut down the times on those considerably to an hour and a half of chit-chat, questions and answers, and a little more chit-chat. And then I go off camera and you guys chit-chat between yourselves for however long, half hour or so. Usually not less than half an hour. Okay? All right. So there's that. Let's see which deck we want to use today. All right. They're asking me to use this monstrous thing. This is the Meaning Tarot, the full size. I keep saying I should have kept the small size. I gave it to my daughter. Way easier to shuffle. However, these have not been used, but they have been shuffled. So we're gonna do a little bit of shuffle, but not too much. And then we'll see what the month of May holds for us. So just so you know, in case you're not familiar with those do have the meanings, upright and reverse. Great for beginners. I try not to use them too much because I always want to read the words, and I would much rather get the messages from Spirit Team here. So anywho, there'll just be the one video today because of the power outage. My phone was not charged properly. And it was out for a while. So, that's that. Let me divide them up a little while I shuffle, so we don't spend the whole video shuffling. Okay. And one more. All right, then. Let's bring you down here. All right, Spirit Team. Tell us about the month of May, please. Help if I had the cards right upright. All right, then. Working together. Collaboration. Building foundations. Death, rebirth, transformation. Transformations are on the horizon, but I am being told don't expect the whole thing to transform all at once. It's not the way it works. All right, and we have the Four of Swords. Four of Swords is about, hold on, let me look at this good. Okay, this guy's on a coffin. However, it's about rest. It's about gaining clarity, resting, letting things go, oh boy, they're talking about thoughts, the way we think. And again, they're stating one and done isn't the way it's going to happen. So will Humpty be removed from the House of White permanently? Yes or no, please? Oh, that would be a yes. Okay. So what they're really telling me is that things, so we keep talking about things culminating, many threads coming together, intertwined. And they're telling me that he's his own worst enemy right now because he can't stand. And Spirit Team said this probably last month. Spirit Team said that he would not be able to control the things that come out of his mouth, that he was just going to say whatever was on his mind with zero control. So we have the King of Wands. And this would be, to me, this is a group of people coming together to take action on removal. Ooh. Wishes will be granted. That would be our wishes. Okay. There we go. And the Ace of Pentacles. Oh, yeah, we need this. New financial beginnings. And that's not what that always means. It can be abundance in regards to anything. But this is regarding finances. Because we are tanking quickly. He is tanking us quickly. So new beginnings. Okay, Spirit Team, show me about all of these ice arrests, please. Will they be halted? Will they be blocked successfully? Queen of Wands, yes, they will. Actions being taken. Queen, now we have the Queen and the King of Wands. There's a balance there. Neither one is afraid to move forward. Neither one is afraid to take action. When we look at him, the least amount possible, but when we look at him and actually hear the things that come out of his mouth, he's just lost his power. The only people that are afraid of him are the people that are in his pocket. And that, my bestest humans, that is not the majority of America. The majority of America is not in his pocket. I'm certainly not in his pocket. We have the Seven of Wands. That's the wounded warrior. That's fighting for what's ours. Like, okay, we've been beat up enough. We've learned our lessons. Now let's move on. Let's take care of the problem. Two of Cups. Emotional balance. The Hierophant. He will be taken out through traditional means. The military is definitely traditional means. The military is about tradition. Okay. Nine of Swords. Now, the Nine of Swords, the energy of this card is that rest before the final battle. I mean, I realize she looks like she's in despair. And that's true, we are. But this is what is motivating us. This despair, this upheaval it's the catalyst for change. We didn't realize we had this much fight in us because I don't think we realized it. And I'm not speaking for everyone, but I don't think we really, as a majority of the collective, didn't really realize how much we had to lose until it was threatened to be taken, and some of it has been taken. Some of our rights have been taken. The World. New beginnings. Fresh starts. Oh, they just told me something and I lost it. Oh, so he's all with, I'm such a religious human being, and oh, I'm such a great Christian. Oh, I'm trying to bring, we're gonna bring religion back into America, into the schools, into this and into that. That stuff is never going to take off. But I have to, and this is, I'm going to say what they told me because they're telling me to say something about it. People like me, people who don't have a traditional spiritual belief system of Christianity and such, we will, well, we're not going to, but if this kept on, we were going to be in danger. It's as simple as that. I'm going to put it right out there. Anyone who doesn't claim to be a Christian would be in danger. And I'm not one of those people who's going to say that I'm a Christian if I'm not a Christian. And that's not anything about the Christian faith. Before anybody leaves a nasty comment, it has nothing to do with the Christian faith. It has to do with the individual right and responsibility to stick with their own spiritual beliefs. It has nothing to do with a religion. It has to do with rights and responsibilities. So if I was cornered and they said, well, this is going to happen to you if you don't renounce what you say and this and that and the other, I guess you better do what you better do. Because I'm not going to renounce. But it's not going to get to that point. So just so you're aware. They were just saying, they just wanted me to let you know what could happen if this stuff actually this religious kick that he's on ever actually took off. In a, what's the word I want? Not meaningful way, but if it ever actually took off, if it actually ever got above ground, is what they're saying. If it actually ever took off and turned into something substantial. Eight of Swords, or I'm sorry, Eight of Wands. Very fast movement forward, lots of messages coming in, things happening quickly. And a final card. All right, we're not going to, this is not going to be the final card. I refuse. So, but there are going to be, the hardcore MAGAs. The hardcore MAGAs are going to have issues with what's going on. They're already scrambling for a foothold. They know they know he's lost ground. He's not the powerful person that they pretend that he is. So Spirit Team's talking to me about their ideas, or his ideas, and how they think that his ideals are written in stone, that it's the only way to think, and that's the only way, this is the only way to go about things. They're about to get a rude awakening. All right, we'll take it. It fell right off the top there. Ace of Cups. That will be the final card. Let me read it with my trusty flashlight. Love, compassion, creative, new feelings, spirituality, intuition, new baby, proposal, marriage. So new, furtive, it is fertile, furtive actions, fertile, feeling like, okay, now that these things that we needed or wanted to happen and needed to happen, but now that they've happened, now we can feel free to be ourselves. Because right now, many of us, even if you don't notice, I feel like there's a part of each and every one of us that's in fear. In fear for ourselves, in fear for our rights, in fear for leaving our homes, in fear of traveling. But we've all got something that's scaring us. Fear of losing our incomes, fear of our, the futures of the younger generation. We've all got some kind of fear. We'll be free. We'll feel free. So what we could do now is remember what it feels like to feel free, and live in that feeling for a while. All right, you guys. Thanks for showing up. I get a couple out tomorrow, assuming the power doesn't go out again. All right. So, yeah. I hope you're having a fabulous Sunday. And I'm wishing you much love and many blessings. I'll see you in the funny paper.